Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to Alchemy Soul, your podcast for inner alignment and living upon your inner truth. My name is Kinga Wanesa. I am the host and the ghost, or the spirit of this podcast. Enjoy this episode. Today is episode 15 already of Alchemy Soul. And this episode is called The 3 Key Principles to Living Life at Peace with Yourself. This week I encountered a lot of mentors, a lot of quotes, even on my little yogi teas that I always drink, that were about how you approach abundance. I really got in touch with so many situations throughout my day-to-day life where I felt so incredibly at peace, so abundant here right now, even though I'm still in the process of co-creating that life that I truly want. So I discovered some key principles on peace, abundance, and that happy, joyful life that you can only live in the here and now. And while there are so many quotes, so many teachings about how to be at peace, how to manifest, how to draw in abundance, there are like so many laws that human beings are writing since thousands of years about. Even the first psychologists, the first philosophers, the first successful business revolutionaries. And yet, not every one of us experiences abundance. Not every one of us is healthy, is joyful, is free from sickness, from suffering, whether it is physical or mental, or on a psychic or energetic level. So this episode, since it really clicked this week for me, will be all about how you draw in abundance and how you are in peace with yourself right now. So by living that already here and now, I got the three key principles for you. The first principle is, and I see this one so many people doing wrong and not living it. Never dismiss your no. What do I mean by it? There are certain situations in life where you say no to a person, whether it is in dating, whether it is in your career life, whether it is even to the food you're eating or to the habits you have. You're setting boundaries in some kind of way. And what I see what happens, especially for women, especially during sexual encounters, is even the first time you say no, 5 minutes later you might say yes, even though you know from your body it's a no. And this can be with eating sweets. This can be with unhealthy habits. This can be in sexual relationships. This can be to jobs. This can be to extra hours at your work. This can be to binge watching Netflix and so on. Things that your whole body and system is telling you no to. Because your body intelligence is the best thing that guides you towards abundance and peace. Yet you are dismissing your no. And you are, by not keeping up with your no, saying no towards yourself. And this is where you start to feel unhappy. This is where you develop physical illnesses. This is where you get psychic disorders. And even first symptoms of sleeplessness, of restlessness, of slight burnout, of feeling uncomfortable, all those things, of stress. So if you really want to embody that principle, listen to your body and develop the mental strength and that key personality of yours, that holy personality of yours, your true core that is abundant, your true nature. Embrace that and stick to your no. And if you develop such mental strength, such commitment towards your true nature, such commitment to your spirit, to your body, this is where you will stay in abundance, and this is where you will experience abundance. And if you feel like you don't have that connection towards your yeses and nos and what your soul is telling you, what your body is guiding you towards, I really recommend you the key tool, silence. Spend time in nature. Spend time meditating. Spend time without external stimuli, like other people, like city noises, like TV, like music. Cut it off. Make it a habit to once a day go out of your house without your phone, knowing this is only your time. You're not available for external noises. Because if you cut yourself off from external noises, you will be able to connect with your inner voice. So silence, time in nature is your tool. And if you have a hard time coming to silence, if you have a hard time to listen to your body, to cut off those noises, because there is so much in your body, so many thoughts, so much restlessness. I've got some tools here for you within the next 2 key principles, so keep up with me. The next thing when it comes to getting a better feeling for staying true to yourself and not dismissing your no's is know your self-worth. Work on your self-worth. And there are, even if you've done a lot of journaling, even if you've been coached a lot, even if you went to therapy, even if you've done all that work and you feel like, why am I still kind of stuck? Why are my manifestations not coming to life? Like, why am I not rich yet? Why do I not have the perfect relationship? Why am I not healthy? And I didn't deserve that life. When you're starting to get into such an anti position against your life, against the universe, and again against your body signs, because you are always led in the right direction, but you're not listening. This is your own problem. This is the only problem that you have, is you're not listening to that innate wisdom within you. Because you are abundance and you cut yourself off from it. And the problem is, what most people don't realize, me last year neither, is even if you thought, okay, I got like all my childhood trauma worked on, all those things, and yet I don't know why. Why am I kind of not in that super nice place in life yet? Is we hold so much trauma within ourselves from past generations that we've been influenced by. We've got so many stuck energies in our aura, in our quantum field, in our energetic field. And yes, certainly most people don't know how to resolve that. And I started working with that. And if you know how to resolve it, this is where you can come into a place of abundance. So the third thing, when it comes to not dismissing the no's of your body, to live at peace and in abundance, is to work with your quantum field, to do alchemy sound healings, to do spinal attunement. Work with your frequencies, with your energetics. And also in the upcoming weeks, I'm giving you more and more free sound healings, quantum field sound healings, that will cleanse your quantum field from those stagnant energies that you are not aware of, because we cannot be aware of that if we are not working with it, if it's not a profession. So if that is you, and if you somehow feel that resonates with you, definitely go check out my YouTube channel. I will bring amazing quantum field sound healings for you, even the ones where you don't need time for, because today I started producing ones that you can use within your sleep. So you don't have an excuse anymore to not do meditation, sound healings, do something for your mental health, for your abundance, for your peace, because you can do it and sleep now. How amazing is that? How great is that? And I know so many people who went through very deep healing processes that were even kind of traumatizing, because so much trauma, so many deep emotions came up that they were never able to hold themselves, that were stuck in their bodies for years, that were coming from past generations. And this is why I love the quantum sound healings and the spinal attunement that I do. Because in my work, it's gentle. In my work, your system is not overwhelmed. In my work, I'm taking away from you, and you don't have to go through all that trauma again. So if it sounds like you, feel free to reach out to me also for a spinal attunement or private sound healing session, or private recorded sleep to abundance quantum field sound meditation for your sleep, designed for your specific problems and your manifestation dreams. Feel free to reach out to me. Coming to the second point when it comes to the key principles of living at peace and in abundance with yourself. That is surrender to life. And I love this one so much, because what we're doing, not only if we are dismissing our no's that our body is telling us, we are also working against life. Life offers you so many possibilities to grow, to learn, to walk away from, or to receive. I repeat, life offers you so many possibilities to learn, to grow, to walk away from, or to receive. The problem is that so many people don't take the lessons. So many people don't walk away from what is not good for them. So many people don't open themselves up for receiving what they want to attract. If you're at a point where you've worked with your energetic system, with your quantum field, released stagnant energies, trauma from your whole system, and you are already radiant and are attracting abundance at the frequency of abundance, if you're already at that point, you also have to be so open, so surrendering to life, that you're actually able to receive what you want. And here's the problem: if you've not worked on your self-worth, if you've not released those stagnant energies, those traumatic encounters you not only had in this life but before, that your mother and your grandmother and your grand-grandmother inherited through your genes, through your energetic code, through your cellular, through your cells, through like all the trauma that is stored and given to you through birth on your cellular body level. If you've not worked and released that, it will be a very hard journey for you to step into the frequency of abundance and of receiving. Because what happened, especially for us as women, thousands of years ago, is we were abused. We had a hard time receiving everything we wanted, shining our light. It would have been dangerous for us. And especially when it comes to receiving everything, there might be on a cellular level a part of us that knows that it is not safe to receive, and that we are unworthy of receiving every single thing. So this is why I love doing the work. If you're releasing those energies, if you're able to surrender to life, if you're able to open up to receive, this is where real wonders come into your life. Yet you have to come to that truest inner knowing on an energetic level, on a physical level, on an emotional level, that you are worthy of receiving it all. And this is where you have to heal your inner child. This is where you have to heal your past wounds. Clear your whole energetic field. Not only the things you know that were not good in your life and that might be blocking you, but also all that is stored in your field, because every single cell of your body, every single organ has his or her own frequency, has its own frequency. And what happens if there is damage from the past, from past generations, it will still attract shit alike. And if it is healed on a cellular level and at its origin frequency that is healthy, that is functioning, that knows what to do on its own, because our bodies are designed perfectly, everything works together perfectly. And we're coming to this planet trusting perfectly. Yes, despite of some irritations you already got through being in your mother's womb and all the things passed on from your generations. But the point in life where we are most healed, if you haven't done the work, was at your birth. And you trusted and you received it all without questioning whether it is okay that you're taking all the milk from your mother's breast, whether it is okay that your parents are paying everything for you, whether it is okay that you're doing whatever you want. You simply did all of that as a child and you didn't question it. You didn't feel unworthy of doing all of that. Yet throughout your life, you learned that it is not okay to do certain things. You learned that you have to accomplish something in order to get another thing. This is not how abundance works. You have to get rid of a lot of emotional patterns, a lot of conditioning, a lot of habits you inherited throughout this life and throughout past lives, and get rid of them energetically, working with the quantum field so that you are that abundant nature that knows no matter what, I match that abundance. I am abundance. I am allowed to be everything. I am allowed to have everything. And with that resonation, everything that belongs to you, that your soul wants you to experience, will naturally be drawn to you. I love this topic. So, listen to the lessons your life is giving you. And if you are at a certain frequency because there's just something stuck in your system, you might reflect that over and over. You experience the same shit in your relationships. Men who don't want to commit to you. Work that doesn't fulfill you. Friendships where you don't feel like you belong to. Money you have and that you lose again. There is so much that you can repeat over and over and over again if you don't recognize the patterns in your energetic system and don't get rid of them. And don't learn life's lessons. Don't take on opportunities. And also if some doors are blocked, this can be a blessing. So don't cling onto it. Like really surrender to life. If there's a door closed for you, it might be that over there, just 10 meters away from you, there is a door that is, what's behind the door is even better. But you are not willing to go 10 meters away to the other door where all the abundance is meeting you, because you are clinging on so much that you want exactly this door and not another one. And you get desperate, you get like a little child that is frustrated. And you are working against life, but life wants to protect you. Life says, Kinga, like, go 10 meters to the right and there is that door. And behind that door are the best things you could ever dream of. More than you could pack on your vision board, more than you could manifest, more that your soul is even showing you in your dreams. But you are not trusting me and you are clinging on, holding on to, working against life. And maybe you can let that sink in for a minute. And maybe you realize where in your life there's a closed door you try to open with all of your power, where you are maybe already on your knees in front of that door, crying with no energy left because you've been pulling on trying to open that door, trying to make it work for so long. And it's simply the universe showing you that this is not your door. 10 meters to the right, there is your door. And there the magic will happen. What door are you pulling on and losing all your energy, all your abundant nature, all your trust, surrender to life? What is that door that your ego, some comfort zone, some old patterns are trying to open so badly? And I truly believe that if you see life and the universe and your soul and your body as those magnificent tools and your friends that are always showing you the way, and you surrender to life, to your innate wisdom of the body, to the universe guiding you towards lessons and towards abundance and towards the places you're meant to be learning or growing, or because this is the place that is best for you. When you tap into that relationship, the most beautiful things happen. And on my yogi tea, there's been the best quote ever last week that I kept. I kept the little paper that was on the tea bag because it said that if you enter the space of infinite possibilities, enter it with grace. And this is so beautiful because in the free fall of surrendering to life, in the free fall of trusting, not knowing where it leads you, trusting the universe, trusting your body, trusting the signs, trusting what you're being pulled towards, what you know is right for you, what your soul is calling for. You can either way approach it with fear and clinging onto something you want to control, with not knowing where it leads, with being so uncertain, with wanting to have all the answers, with wanting to take a look into the future because you want to know whether it is the right things you're doing or not. You can get into a very fearful, frightened state that lowers your energy so drastically that you basically stop trusting yourself and stop trusting life. You took on some decisions, but you're totally freaking out. And here's the beautiful reframing that you're not going into the uncertain, you're not searching for anything, you're not figuring out, but rather you say, and you embody that, you are entering the space of infinite possibilities. And you do that with grace. You're not entering the space of uncertainty with fear and trying to search for answers and cling on to control and wanting to know how everything will work out, but rather you open yourself up to going into that beautiful, gorgeous space of infinite possibilities. This is where you are if you start to trust, if you start to surrender to life, if you start to follow your soul path, and you enter it with grace. And basically, you can be doing the same thing, which is trusting your soul path, going down that way, trusting life, surrendering to life. But you can do it in a shitty way that will make you feel so bad, or you can do it in the most beautiful way, the way of peace and abundance that will attract even more abundance. And this is what we want. So remember that, and maybe even write that down somewhere. Put it as a sticky note on your door, write it down, make a screenshot of it, use it as your background for your phone. Give yourself a notification every day that reminds you of that. If you are building your business, if you are quitting a relationship, if you're trying out something new. Because no matter if you're choosing new and right for yourself, because you know there's maybe a job that should be left behind, if you know that there's maybe a relationship to quit, you're doing that anyways. And then, if you do so, make it in such a way that it's peace and abundance for you and not fear and frightfulness. Another little anecdote to surrendering to life and trusting your nose. If you want to do that, a thing I've done wrong for a long time of my life, I used to always ask my ex-boyfriend, I don't know, like, shall I apply for that job? Shall I quit my master? Shall I take on another path? I used to ask him so much, like, shall we really book that vacation? We missed the best deal. I think it was like 600 or 700 euro for 2 weeks of Cuba, South America, 5-star hotel, direct flights with Eurowings. We missed that. Something between 600 and 700 euro per person for 2 weeks. Best vacation ever. In the main season, where it was cold in Germany, we missed that. It was like February, March, 3 years ago. We missed that opportunity because I was asking him, shall we really book it? Or like, maybe let's compare it to other countries. Maybe there is a better deal. Maybe let's go to Egypt. Maybe let's see what like South Africa holds. Like, I checked out all the options. I was not trusting that this is such a great deal and let's just take it. That we missed that opportunity completely because the deal was gone. So we missed the deal. And what I wanted to say to you with that story of not trusting, of asking other people all the time, is you are, by asking other people about their opinion, you are basically already telling yourself and embodying that you are not trusting yourself. Because you and your body and your soul, they already know. And if you start asking other people, it might confuse you even more and makes you that person that is not trusting her wisdom because you are asking other people, while only your soul and your body know what's best for you if you tap into the connection with it, which can only be done in silence and in energy work. What I also notice is that your mother's opinion is the opinion you can probably trust. There may be some patterns your mother still has, and there's some things my mother says where I always tell her, stop saying that, it is not true, and I don't want to manifest that. It is not true. It is like your own worries, your own old beliefs that still, hold you back, and I don't want to embody those. But the jobs I've taken on where my mother knew it's not good for you, you will not do it, like the way there is way too, whatever it was, you will not stay there. Or directly, you shouldn't go there, you shouldn't do that, you will not be together with him for a long time, like quit that relationship. So many things she said, she knows. And you know what? You've been growing in your mother's womb for 9 months. You're a part of her. And some things, apart from her conditionings and limiting beliefs and old beliefs and things she learned, some things she knows about you so well. So some words, I really encourage you to trust her more because she knows you so well. She's got that strong connection to you that you, if you're not a mother, cannot even imagine. So embrace if your mother's got a bad or good feeling about something for you. And if you feel this is not coming from a fearful place of her limits and beliefs, try to find that sweet spot of recognizing that. Or whether it is, maybe like a really strong belief. I'm going to share one that is pretty private, but I'm going to share it with you. My mother so many times tells me, Kinga, you will not find such a nice man, husband you're dreaming of because you're on such a high level already with your mental health, with your physical health, with your career, with so many things. It will be so hard for a man to feel that he's the man, that he's leading, because you are already on such a high quality level. And I'm like, and she's like, you know, maybe you will end up alone. And I'm like, mother, no, stop saying that. I know there are so many great men out there that are also working on themselves, that also have a great business and all those things. So stop telling that. I know this is for a fact not true, and I don't want to embody that or start thinking that. This is something she does, and I clearly think that is so because she hasn't had encountered those types of men that are out there, and that she has embodied the strong woman who does everything on her own and always was and is the leader in relationships. So I think this is still her topic, so I can see that and set a boundary about it. And other things I know is just my mother's wisdom because of our special bond and connection. So coming to number 3, from having the first principle to never dismiss your no, the second principle to peace and abundance, surrender to life, to the third, that is acknowledge all parts of yourself shamelessly. And this is, to be honest, a journey I'm really going through for this month in an extreme way. Because what I noticed is I have always been that child in school that never had a problem to speak up. I said what I was thinking, I did what I wanted. I just didn't care. Like, I wasn't disrespectful or not caring, but I was very honest. And also, not only when it comes to my truth, to my boundaries, also when it came to other people. I remember so strongly several situations in a classroom. I was always the, how do you say it, the class leader, like the vote you always got, and the person who took care of the book of the class where everything was written. And I was always that person, and even the speaker of the school for a year, like in my last years of high school. However, what I wanted to tell you is that I'm just really going back a little bit into my school time right now, which was pretty crazy. But I really remember those situations in school where some teachers used to tell the grades, like we had 2 types of grades: the grades which were from written papers we had from exams, and 50% of our complete grade at the end of the school year was made up of how much you contributed within the classroom, like by talking, by sharing your thoughts, by participating in the class context in discussions, and so on. And there were some really unfair grades some students were given because I'm always super aware. I was always so present in the classroom. I loved being there fully in that moment, soaking it all in. Like, I learned so much simply by listening, being there, fully present and participating. So I also noticed, and I was pretty aware of who's participating, who's not. And also I was pretty aware of whether it might have hurt one of my class members, the other students, from getting a bad grade because they participated a lot and they got a bad grade. Maybe they weren't like the best ones who like understood everything immediately whatsoever. Sometimes they were, but still it was unfair because they participated. They showed up with putting effort in. And while some students, unlike me, just got hurt and did not speak up for themselves, I did so for them. And I feel that a lot of us were conditioned to not show all of him or herself, to put your feelings down, put your truth aside, and not try to get in conflict or just really face someone with your truth, to maybe not make them feel bad, to maybe not be abandoned, whatever it is that might be the root cause of it. But certainly you use it as a child, someone along your life's journey learned that it is not okay to show up with all that there is, to speak up for yourself, to maybe make other people feel bad by speaking up. But I truly learned that by dismissing some parts of yourself, this is where your life may go down a completely wrong direction. And it also is a higher form of dismissing your own no's. If you say no, but then you still say yes some minutes later. Your soul knows where, and you might have dreams. Maybe you always wanted to have several children. Maybe you always wanted to have a special career. Maybe you always wanted to have a house. Maybe you always wanted to have so many pets, whatever it is. Your soul is kind of leading you with your dreams and the things that excite you, the things you're naturally drawn to, that are planted in your heart for a reason. Because it is simply the things that make you feel alive, that make you feel abundant, that you're supposed to be living. And if you don't acknowledge all that parts of yourself, because maybe it is not what is perfect for society, because maybe it will make your parents feel bad, because maybe subconsciously you think it's something you're not worthy of. But this is where you dim your whole light. This is where you lose so much of your peace. And what is the worst thing you can do if it is not to say no towards yourself? Because if you're not acknowledging, not loving, not embracing a part of yourself, you're basically saying, I don't like that about myself. This is a part of myself and I'm not allowing that. So you are not allowing yourself to be you. You're not embracing yourself fully. You're basically sending out the signal that you are not okay. And I'm so passionate about every single person on this planet starting to embrace themselves fully and acknowledge all parts of themselves. Because where will you get in life if you don't acknowledge all the things you want, all the things you don't want, all the things that, might be not so easy and are still to be transformed into something different. If you don't acknowledge all of those parts, where will life lead you? And I see that in my clients too, that they are not embracing parts of themselves that don't feel good and still fighting against them, still trying to look away. But this is not how you will get healthy. This is not how you will come being at peace with yourself in abundance. Because this is now how life works. You cannot push certain parts of you aside and pretend that they're not there. Or dismiss certain parts of life, of interactions, of work, whatever it is that make you not feel good, and then expect yourself to be good. If you know how it works, explain it to me. I'm open for your answer, but honestly, I don't think that is ever possible. If you're dismissing parts of you that like something, parts of you that don't like something, things you want in life, things you don't want in life, if you are starting to work against those parts of yourself, if you don't acknowledge that, how will you ever be at peace and in abundance with yourself? It doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. So if there's one thing I would love you to take away from this episode, is to acknowledge all parts of yourself, no matter how ugly for you they may seem, no matter how beautiful, no matter how exaggerated, no matter how shy, no matter how small, no matter how whatever. Doesn't matter. It is a part of you that wants to be seen, that wants to be heard, that holds a door open for you to encounter yourself, to be at peace with yourself, and to step into abundance and live a happy life. And what I think, while many people are trying to step up into their higher self, while many people are trying to become that better version of themselves, I think the only way to get there is by simply acknowledging all parts of yourself. Because by acknowledging all the ugly sides, all the beautiful sides, all the sides of you that dream so big, all the sides of you that think that they are not worthy of something. If you acknowledge all of that, you become a new personality. You will become a personality that is at peace. You will become an alchemist that is able to transform those parts into peace, beauty. And by being at peace and in that abundance, you allow yourself to be everything you are and you want to be, and you allow yourself to receive everything you want to receive. So stop trying to, and I've done it enough already, and for a long time enough already, to step up to a certain person, to my higher self, to embody this or that. But it doesn't work that way. It's not, you think I want to be this, and now I'm starting to act like her. It's first, this is the step many people don't know. I am embracing all parts of myself, the parts that feel unworthy, the parts that think, oh my gosh, what will people think of me if I say to them, I want to be provided for by a man? What do people say if I say I want to become an artist? What do people say if I'm quitting my job and choosing a new career? What do people say if we end our relationship after 10 years? Whatever it is. What do people think if I wear crazy socks? No matter what it is. This is not how you will be able to step up into that higher self, whatever it is that you want to be, into that person who feels abundant. It only works by accepting all parts of yourself first. So I'm wrapping up again. How do you come to being at peace and abundant within yourself? This first of all by not dismissing any no's that you hold within yourself. Even if you've said no for the first time, stick to that no 10 minutes later. And yes, you're allowed to change your mind, relearn stuff. It's not about that. You know what I mean. It is about staying true to yourself, not dismissing the signs of your body. Because we always know, we always have a gut feeling. We always say, when I look back 1 year later, I knew I shouldn't have been with him. Oh, I knew this would have been a bad decision. Yeah, in backside. But I tell you, you also know now. You're only dismissing the first sign, the first no of your body. This is the fucking problem. Coming to the second principle of abundance at peace, to surrender to life. Surrender to life. Don't hold on to closed doors. Be the person who embraces that space of infinite possibilities and enters there with grace, not with clinging, controlling, holding on to, being frightful. See that there are infinite doors, infinite possibilities. You open there with grace and you trust life. And last but not least, to acknowledge all parts of yourself. Instead of trying to become someone, deny parts of yourself, hate parts of yourself, work against yourself, learn to love yourself. And there is an easy way that is accepting all parts of yourself. And if you would like to be accompanied with throughout this journey with my holistic guidance, with working with your quantum field, working through sound healing, through the waves, through the frequencies that will heal your quantum field, release stagnant energies, also trauma from past generations you're not even aware of, especially if you're a woman. But of course also if you're a man. Then feel free to write me an email at hello@kingawanesa.com or simply shoot me a DM on Instagram, comment here on YouTube. And if you've enjoyed this episode and if you're thinking of a person whose life this episode might change, do something good today. Send this podcast episode to your friend, to your family member, whomever it is you're thinking of right now, and it might change their entire life. And if this episode clicked for you, if there's something that you discovered today. I would love to hear more about it. Also, feel free to write me, chat about it, share it with me. Thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed this, support this podcast by giving it a 5-star rating on Spotify or subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will help me a lot to still grow it, to still give you that free content, more free sound healings on YouTube, more podcast episodes. I'm sending you all the love and trust your way, and I can't wait to be here for you next week.